My name is Lindsey Kirchner. The company that I own is Stain and Seal of Fort Worth, and we are located in Fort Worth, Texas.
Lindsey, give me a backstory. Like, who is Lindsey? And I guess walk through who you are up until you got to starting Stain and Seal.
Yeah, so it took me a while to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. I got to college, I was like, all right, general studies, I have to choose something. I always kind of like the science background, and nutrition kind of led me down that path because I was always pretty active.
Is that when you met Steven or when you guys started to date and then?
No, I met him before I ever went to college. Met him, we just got married in college. I have kind of a rare story with that because I married really young.
When he was in the Army, were you all together like moving around and stuff?
Yep. Just so we can move around the country together. So we didn't get married, we'd basically be separated.
How did you like that? How did you like traveling around, seeing him sometimes he's deployed? I guess, what was that like for you?
Now when I look back on it, I'm fortunate that we didn't have kids at the time. So I couldn't imagine having to do that with him not around and like having to be that strong because I'm not a good mom in that sense. Like I get nervous super easy and I tend to overreact. So at the time, it was difficult because I didn't have a military background growing up.
So, okay. So you guys go through all that with a military stint. And then is that when he started the handyman business, or I guess, what was that like?
Yeah. So after he got out of the military, he went and worked for the railroad. There's a railroad around here called BNSF. So we were just kind of in this right. And we had our second child at that time. So we had two young kiddos at home and he was working second and third shift.
Is he sleeping during the day? Is that kind of how that would work?
During the day, we'd have to be, the kids didn't quite understand because they were 3 and under. So it was like trying to keep them quiet because I wanted to make sure he got the sleep he needed because he still had to get up and go to work. And he didn't have 2 days off in a row. So it's not like he got like a weekend type thing. Holidays, like the first Christmas, he wasn't with us. We had to travel around. And it was pretty depressing. I rely a lot like on just that physical and being there versus just having a phone conversation.
Damn, that's tough.
Yeah. He was furloughed and so he was just at home. So he's like, all right, so there's some things that we can do around the house. Our house is a little bit older. We just wanted to do some nice little upkeep. So he started putting crown molding in the master bedroom. He started painting the fireplace. And we started to realize, hey, there's not a handyman in town. I'm essentially doing handyman type of work. I'm home right now anyways. I need to kind of fill this void because I don't know when I'm going to get called back to work. I'll just kind of do that. I can set my own hours. It sounded like, the best of all worlds at the time.
What do you mean by that? So the best of all worlds at the time, I guess, what was it like?
At first, it's exciting because, when you're trying to build a business, you want your phone to ring. That's the main thing. You want people to find you and know you. But then it became trying to be respectful of our time as well with the family because they'd want estimates, but they wouldn't get home till 5 or 6 at night. Well, then he's still not getting home at our house until after dinner.
That's now 3 jobs in a row where essentially he's not home for dinner.
Yeah.
At what point, were you guys like, look, okay, let's just do a 9 to 5, so you at least can be more present for your kids, or were you always very supportive of I got it, you just do you, I'll make the rest work at home? I guess, what happened there?
I always felt like I was pretty supportive of him staying as a business owner because I knew in the end this is what he was the most happy with. He was happy being able to make other people happy. He was happy being able to go and problem solve, getting to see his kids. I knew him kind of going back to a typical 9 to 5 job. He wasn't going to be happy. And if he's not happy, then I'm not happy. It doesn't work well for the household.
Sure. So at what point did you start to get more involved with the business?
It was after we had our third kid. They were making some changes at my work, and it just wasn't conducive again to the family life. That's when he was getting busier and getting ready to hire somebody on or start to kind of go down that path. So we said, well, let's just take a risk and see how this goes.
What's it like? Never expecting to come into this world. What is it like for you to now be in this world?
There was a point in time where I had that 9 to 5, but just looking back, it's so hard to remember that time. At times it was less stressful. So it's like, all right, I clock out, I'm done. I don't have to think about it. I can write it off. And there's other times where there's decisions being made at the company level that you just don't agree with, but you just feel stuck. I used to dread Sundays, like all day Sunday. I would just be in the worst mood because Monday meant work again, you know? And it's, thinking about it now, it's been a really long time since I haven't been able to enjoy Sunday. I enjoy Sundays. It's like I got my weekend back.
What's the best part about everything that you guys are doing over at Stain and Seal? Like, what do you enjoy the most about running the business?
You know, there's so many different aspects of it. What I have really kind of taken into the role here is being that customer support. So I really enjoy trying to make this the most easiest process for our customers, because I'm one that likes to ask a lot of questions. So I want to make sure they know when we're coming. I want them to feel comfortable if they have pets, that they know that we're going to be respectful of that. I just want to make the customer experience top notch. So one thing that I would want you to know about Lindsey that you would not know unless you directly asked me is that I'm a little old lady at heart. So I like to craft. I used to knit and sew. I'd make pot holders. I like to make cards. Yeah, I think it's just the creative aspect of it. You know, you get to do something with your hands. You get to see something come to life right in front of you. So I think similar to why staining kind of is intriguing to me is because something can change right in front of you and you're directly impacting that change.
Do you ever tell that story to people of like, you know, well, why'd you get into staining? Well, actually, I love crafts.
I have not.
Well, it's always interesting to hear like that transition for everybody. So cool. Well, Lindsey, I appreciate you hopping on here and sharing your story.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the opportunity.